y'all doing?
What's going on, Brian?
What is this? Okay, y'all, we ready? Can we get in our seats and let's remember to all speak into the microphone. So welcome to the City Council regular meeting on Wednesday, December 3rd, 2025. It is 6:01 and we are missing Kendra tonight. She is home sick and we wish her well. And we've got everybody else in attendance. We can start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible. Okay, next on our list is presentations, and we'll turn this over to the city manager.
Mayor, we have, first and foremost, we have an introduction of new city staff. It'll be done, one by myself, one by Chief, and then one by Robin, but we'll start with Chief. Okay.
Good evening, council. I wanted to, as promised, tonight I want to introduce the two newest officers to the department. So I'm going to ask them to come up, and I've got Heidi Carney and Autumn Dewar. So Heidi was our first cadet that graduated that we sponsored through the academy. She graduated a few weeks ago. Now she's an FTO. Autumn had put herself through the academy, came to us right before she graduated, so we brought her on board. Both of them have just started FTO, so they are brand new. Please come up and introduce yourself to the council, if you would, please.
Of course.
And now, Officer Carney told her family to stay home, apparently.
Oh, no.
No. But Autumn has some family here that we would also like to introduce. So I don't remember all the names, sorry, but if they would please stand up, if you would introduce them.
On the end here is Flavio. He's one of my best friends. Next to him is my mother, Rebecca. That is my little sister, Mackenzie. And behind them is my father, Paul.
Thank you for coming out, folks. Is there anything y'all would like to know about them? They'd be happy to tell you. No, we're all good. Thank you very much. I just wanted to bring them up. Thank you.
Very nice meeting you. Good evening, Council. I'm also very excited to present to you tonight Aaliyah Smith. She is our new court administrator that is starting tomorrow morning bright and early. Aaliyah is coming to us with 2 years of deputy court clerk experience in Harker Heights, and she currently has her level 1 certification for the Municipal Court Clerks Association, and she is working on her level 2 certification. So she's coming with her bunnies, Shiloh and Princess. And we are excited, so excited. Michelle is jumping for joy from home right now, I'm sure. And she's watching, and she's super excited. We're all happy to have Aaliyah with us. So, nice to meet you.
My turn. So we'll have Kim and Aaron come up here. So I think we'll start with Kim.
Okay.
So we want to say it's a goodbye to Kim Ryan. I would like to take a moment to recognize someone who's been sort of the heart of Garden Ridge for the community center for the past 15 years. For a decade and a half, Kim has managed the center with dedication, warmth, and a genuine commitment to making everyone feel welcome, supported, and connected whenever they held an event here. Early in my tenure, Kim, I think it was a couple months here, Kim came to me and said she was retiring, and I remember thinking, what did I do? I just got here. And I felt like it was one of those, it's not you, it's me moments. But she said that it was time. And then I'm thankful, even my short time, to be able to work with Kim during this time. So as she steps in retirement, we want her to know how deeply she'll be missed and how grateful we are for many years of service to the city of Garden Ridge. While we're sad to see her go, I know Kim is excited in her next chapter. I hope your retirement brings you plenty of relaxation, lots of trips, vacations, and as I told you today, you always have a home here if you need anything, even though you live in Garden Ridge. So, but, so.
Thank you very much.
Did you want to say anything? Speech.
I just want to say thank you to all of you. It's been a joy. 15 years has gone by really fast, and it's been a lot of fun. And I'm still going to live here, so I'll see everybody. It's not like I'm going anywhere. I might come to more things. You never know, because I won't be working up there. So, but thank you to all of you. And take care. Thank you.
And Kim will be at the Christmas party, so we'll have a little more time to say thank you and goodbye. So, what I'd like to do is introduce Erin Madlock. Take a moment to introduce her. Ms. Madlock recently retired after 21 years of service with the city of Schertz, where she spent majority of that time as the Civic Center manager. She comes to us highly recommended, and I'm pleased to share that she's joined our team as the interim manager of the community center while we search for a permanent replacement. Erin will also be serving an advisory role, helping us review our current operating procedures with the goal of streamlining and strengthening operations at the center. As part of this effort, we'll be looking at best practices from other cities, evaluating how we market the facility, our rental rates review, and operational processes to ensure we continue to provide high-quality services to our community. We're excited to have Erin on board and look forward to the expertise she provides and insight for the Garden Ridge Community Center. One thing we've already done is take the steps to implement an online software for reservations at the community center. We'll be rolling this out in the near future. This will also include the ability to do online reservations at Paul Davis Park. So, Erin, did you have a few words? Or?
I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for allowing me to come back and do something I love on a part-time basis.
And she's definitely told me she's retiring, so
Yes.
she's just helping us out. So,
Keep that retired. Kelly, good to see you.
so thank you, Mayor and Council.
Thank you. Three B, next up is CPS Energy presentation.
Mayor and Council, I have Nancy Tabares from CPS Energy here. Kind of give you a summary and overview of what the plan is. The project is discussing the scope, timeline, and what they're doing with this replacement project in Forest Waters. Nancy?
Pleasure to serve you all and your community for the last 4 years as your CPS Energy liaison. On behalf of CPS Energy, we thank you for the opportunity to come before you and present on the Forest Waters project So at this time, I will go ahead and pass it over to our engineer team to kind of expand on the key insights to this project.
Thank you, Nancy. Good evening, Mayor and Councilman. We really appreciate the opportunity to come and talk to you about the project that we want to do at Forest Waters. This is part of a long-range effort that CPS has been undertaking to replace what we call direct buried underground cable all across our system. I'll discuss a little bit about an overview of that program here in just a second. Oops. Okay. This evening, I also have, my name is Brian Bartis. I'm the Director of Distribution Engineering for CPS Energy, and I'm the executive who will be responsible for this overall project. I have with me also Antulio Garcia. Antulio is our manager of underground engineering, and he's the manager on my staff, and his team will be actually, working the project as we go forward. So tonight we wanted to give you a little background on our program, and then specifically Antulio will walk you through the scope, phasing, outages, and timing of this project, and then we'll stand ready to answer any questions y'all might have. As I mentioned earlier, our URD cable replacement program has been a fairly long-term program, I'd say over the last 10 years, with CPS Energy. Like most utilities in the early 70s, and into the mid 70s into the early 80s, CPS Energy began installing underground cable in residential subdivisions. CPS Energy at that time made the decision, as did many utilities across the country, to put the cable what we call direct buried. You dig a ditch, you drop the cable in the ground, and cover it up. Over time, what we found is, there were better ways to do this. Cable and conduit became more popular. And that was because as you have a replacement or a need to do replacement with cable and conduit, you can simply pull the cable out, assuming that the duct hadn't been damaged by a dig-in or something like that, where with direct buried, you have to go dig it up. And there were some other reasons, there were some technical reasons that utilities went direct buried in those days. There was the belief that the heat dissipation would be better, and it is, and that would give you more ampacity on cable, and there are a number of technical reasons why utilities went that direction. Well, here we are, almost 40 years later, and most of this cable is nearing the end of its useful life. And so we installed roughly about 1,500 miles of direct buried cable over the course of that program. And today, since the mid-'80s, we exclusively install cable and conduit. We've replaced about 1,100 miles, and we have about 400 left as we go forward in this program. This project being part of that 400. Since 2017, we've invested over $140 million, in this program. It's to help ensure reliability and resiliency in our system. And we look forward to a very successful project here. So now I'll go ahead and turn this presentation over to Antulio, and he'll walk you through the specifics of this program, or this project, excuse me.
Testing. Good evening, Mayor and City Council. So next, let's see if I can go to. So yeah, as Brian mentioned, next I'll be covering the high-level scope of the project for Forest Water Subdivision. I will also go into the phasing of the project, outages, how that's going to be handled, a timeline of the project, and then answer any questions you all may have. So as far as the project for this subdivision, as you can see there on the screen, we're showing all the red dotted lines. That's the existing cable, direct buried cable that we have in this subdivision. The yellow dotted line, those are temporary cables that were placed because of failures. We put some cables above ground as a temporary fix to keep the system running. So for this subdivision, we'll be replacing around 4 miles of direct buried cable at an estimated cost of around $3.5 to $4 million. Again, as far as the project, we're gonna work it in phases. That way we don't impact a lot of customers. It's gonna be done in phases. And the actual trenching of the work will be done in parallel where the existing cable is. That way we can complete as much of the work as possible while maintaining the customers energized. So that's kind of the game plan for this. Again, a lot of the work or all the work will be done inside existing easements on the properties. And a third-party vendor will determine the specifics of the plan of work and will communicate to customers prior to start. So we have hired the contractor, Zachary, which they're here with us. Once they look at the details of the project, they'll be handling a lot of that stuff with the customers. Next slide, we're showing areas that will be affected as far as crossings with our cable and conduit. This is just to give you an idea, and a lot of this stuff or this work is gonna be done trenching. So we're gonna be trenching across the streets at these locations. And again, the traffic controls and all the coordination is gonna happen as needed when we work on these areas. Again, not everything's gonna be done at the same time. We're gonna work it in phases to try to minimize the disruption in the subdivision. So again, order of roadway work to be finalized after coordination with the city and residents in the community. As far as the trenching across the streets, that'll be around 5 to 10 inches wide. And then the depth for these type of work is typically 2.5 to 3 feet deep. 2.5 is in private property, the 3 feet is in public right of way. So next slide, this project will consist of rear lot work and front lot work. We have services behind the properties and also in front. So again, it'll be a mix of both type of work for this one. So here we're just showing some examples of trenching done on a rear lot and then a front lot. So again, as mentioned earlier, all the work's gonna be performed in existing easements where we have the direct buried right now. Easements range from 10 to 12 feet wide. So again, the plan is to run in parallel as close as possible to the existing wire, again, to minimize outages and do all the work that we can while the customers are still energized. And again, as far as this work, we'll be working with residents when we gotta access the back lots, the properties. It'll be a team effort working with them, making sure there's no obstacles in the way to perform our work and any pets or anything like that we need to work around. But again, we'll be working closely with the community as we work throughout the project.
I had a question about that.
Yes, sir.
When you gentlemen come to the constituents, the community's neighbors to knock on the door to be allowed access to their yard, y'all are gonna have some kind of, there's gonna be something readily identifying y'all as CPS workers, right? So that way they know, you all have like I guess a pass or something on where they can identify you as CPS?
On that, typically, yes, you have the name of the contractor that's doing the job, and then a lot of times we'll also provide a letter that they can show that it's a CPS Energy work. And they can also always reach out to our phone or main line
Okay.
and ask. I mean, we had those issues before where
Yeah,
they
'cause
call
we're
in.
gonna get at,
We
I
don't know
would
if
think
it's a
they'd be asked
scam or.
that. Okay, as long as they can readily identify who you are, and because a lot of times, yeah, they may call the police because they may not know who you are, and they may
Yes,
not
no.
recognize you. So I just want to make sure y'all have that so that they know that to be looking out for y'all to be coming out there, and if you have to go to their backyard, if you need to have access and they need to help you in or something. So, okay, thank you.
Sounds good. And I'll touch a little bit on that on the slides that I'm gonna cover as far as the communication plan and how we're gonna handle some of those issues or concerns. Yes, sir. So again, on this slide, we have an overview of how the phases are gonna work as far as the project overall. So again, on this one, we have easement staking and marking, so we're gonna have a surveyor go out there and mark the areas we're gonna be working. Again, everything's gonna stay within the easements. So all of that is gonna be marked, typically is between transformers, that's where the cable runs, between transformers. So all those areas will be marked, that way we can do our dig test and make sure we're digging in the right location. Next, we'll be doing trenching, like I mentioned earlier. The trenching, it's about 5 to 10 inches wide, 2.5 to 3 feet deep. So once we do that trench from transformer to transformer, again, all this is gonna be done in parallel to the existing cable to minimize outages. Once we do the trench, we're gonna set a conduit and then pull the new cable into the conduit. And then the next item, as far as the switching to the new cable, again, those outages will be handled in groups. We're gonna try to do it in phases, that way we can minimize the outages on the customers. So that will be coordinated through our contractor with the customers as far as giving them a heads up on outages that are gonna be done when we gotta switch to the new system. Because as part of this project also, we're gonna be replacing around 60 transformers. We're gonna take advantage of the project and also go in with new transformers as well. Not only the cable, but also the transformers feeding the customers. And then, of course, at the end, we'll backfill and restore to normal conditions before we leave the location. Again, right now, we're looking at about, on average, 4-hour outages. Again, it's gonna vary depending on the configuration of the circuit. But again, we try to minimize that as much as possible and coordinate that with all the customers. And I kind of touched on some of this already, but again, as far as outreach expectations, again, we'll try to leave it as short outages as possible. Again, a lot of the work's gonna be done in parallel, so that way we can minimize the work. As far as when we transfer over to the new transformers, we don't disrupt the customers for more time that is needed. And again, the contractor will be communicating with all the customers before they do any of this. Typically, 24 to 48 hours, they'll give them a heads up. That's kind of our practice. If we all feel we need to give them a better heads up than that, let us know, and then we can coordinate that with our contractor. As far as the timeline, as of now, we're planning on starting this job around February of next year. As I mentioned earlier, we contracted Zachary for this project, so they already are looking at the details, coming up with a work plan. And once they're getting ready to start, they'll start communicating with the customers as far as the details. On our end, CPS Energy, what we do is we send out a letter to all the customers that are gonna be affected around 2-3 weeks before the start of the project. So we send that letter, and it'll tell them an overview of what the project is, what we're doing, who the contractor is, point of contacts. So we provide all those details. And again, everybody that's gonna be affected by the project, we send a letter to. We have our GIS system where we can extract the data of the customers that are gonna be affected based on the circuits. And we send that letter ahead of time. Again, that comes directly from CPS Energy. Once that letter is sent out to give the customers a heads up, the contractor that's gonna be working on the actual project, they also start communicating with the customers ahead of time before they go into their properties, before they start doing any work in the customers' properties. As far as the project time duration, we're approximating 6 to 7 months for this size of project. And again, that doesn't mean that everybody's gonna be out or affected those 6-7 months. As we do it in phases, we're gonna disrupt some of the customers a few weeks at a time. And then we'll be moving all across the loop, making all the repairs and the replacements. I mean, the replacements, not the repairs, everything's gonna be brand new pretty much. But again, that's the idea, have everything ready, have everything in place, and then start transitioning to the new electric circuit. And that's when the actual outages come in, as mentioned earlier, and those will be coordinated accordingly with all the customers. And that's all I have. I'll open it up for any questions or comments.
I have one, Mayor. On the communication, beyond a letter, are y'all gonna make phone calls or send emails? And just in case, unfortunately, I mean, in this day and age, letters can get lost sometimes right in the mail. So do y'all follow up with any phone calls to the residents or an email?
We have that option as well. We can send like a phone call voicemail, or we can also send emails. So we can look at that option as well if you guys are interested in that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be a good idea, only because, again, I just know sometimes letters can get misplaced or sent somewhere else by accident, so it would be good to have a backup plan on communication so that they're aware of what's going on. I get that they're seeing everything out there, but I just think that it would be better for both sides to have more than just one way of communicating. That's my recommendation, so.
Yeah, we'll be
Yeah.
communicating with Nancy, and then she'll provide us any information we need to get the word out.
That's correct. Thank you, Ryan, for that. So most definitely, you do all have my cards now. So I will be providing Ryan with up-to-date information as the project moves forward. Additionally, if there's any other customers that have not been notified, please let me know. And I also too highly encourage for the city to use their social platforms. I understand that some of the residents don't have the capability of looking at social media, but in the event that they can see that there is a project happening in this certain part of the subdivision, it's just for awareness. But most definitely we'll do our best to communicate effectively, and especially for those residents that we have not been able to get in contact with, we will do our due diligence.
Any other questions?
Do we
concerns?
have a clearer map? It's really
Yeah, we
hard to
can,
tell.
we can also provide like a Google Earth file if you guys want.
Yeah,
Send it
something
through
along those
email.
lines, just so we get a better idea of exactly where this stuff is going, because people are gonna ask. And
Sure.
quite frankly, I have questions about part of it, but without a clearer map, I can't even formulate the question.
Yeah,
real
we
well
have a
right now.
Google Earth map showing the lines and all the.
Yeah, where you're
project area.
planning on
We can-
digging, your easements, all those kind of things. That'd be an awesome piece for us to have, just to be able to share as it comes up, or, more than anything, just so we know what's going on.
Sure, yeah, we can definitely provide that.
Well, just quickly, thank you for being here, and appreciate this project is happening. There's been a lot of outages in forest waters the last few years, so I know our citizens will be really happy with replacement. How exactly do you go about, are there other neighborhoods in Garden Ridge that are being addressed? How do you go about picking, what area to work on? I'm
Yeah.
just curious.
On that one, like Brian mentioned, we're working the whole system.
Okay.
So we're actually also using AI to kind of run different factors, age, soil conditions. So we run that and run a priority, come
Okay.
up with a priority list, and that's that's one way that we prioritize. The other way is if we start seeing a lot of failures, typically we see more than 3 within a year, we move that up to the top of the list.
Great. Okay, thank you.
Sounds good.
Anyone else with questions? Thank you so much for being here.
Thank
We
you.
look forward
Yeah.
to moving forward on this. Thank you, Nancy. Okay, citizen comments.
We do not have anyone sign up.
Great. Then we are on to 5, consent agenda. These items may be acted upon in a single motion. No separate discussion or action on these items will be held unless requested by a council member. Public comment on these items may be heard during citizens' participation. However, that does not mean the item will be considered outside the consent agenda. Anybody have anything they need to pull from the consent agenda, or any questions? Can I get a motion?
Move to approve the consent agenda.
A second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Let's move on to 6, staff reports. Turn this over to our city manager.
Mayor, council, we'll cover real quick the employee volunteer recognition. The employees will be recognition years of service is Dan Bellinger, our assistant police chief, 23 years. Dan was here a little while ago. Oh, okay. And then we have Officer Luvano, 3 years. There's Dan. So we thank them and appreciate their work for Garden Ridge Police Department. And then acknowledgements of we have the volunteer contributions. Our water bill stuffers was nearly 7 hours this time. And just the point of interest, we had a call from a resident today. She wanted to let us know that what amazing customer service by Dwayne Scognio and Ruben Macias. They helped immensely by testing everything and determining the high water usage from her hot water heater. She said she could not say enough helpful how they were, and she felt that they went above and beyond normal customer service. So we appreciate their work as well. Just cover real quick, as we've been discussing the community center, the new toilets and the women's bathrooms been installed. All the painting is complete in that area, and then all other areas of the facility. So essentially the project that we started a few months ago with interior, exterior painting, toilets, other improvements, that is complete. So we can check the box on that. No other information other than I have the water capital, as I mentioned to council a few months ago, that we were putting together the water CIP, the capital improvement plan. It's in its draft form. This plan will be presented to the Water Commission this month. The CIP will provide a roadmap for the next 20 years with cost estimates and a prioritized list of projects. This will be very helpful to address aging infrastructure, determine future rates, and utilize through the annual budgeting process. This document, the CIP, will be used through the annual budgeting process. Also, we have a scope and a timeline for the new trail system at Paul Davis. Next month, we're bringing forward a contract to start the design work for council's review and approval, so we can get that started next month. So there's no follow-up from citizens to be heard from last month. And then, as you all know, we have our Christmas tree lighting this Friday, 5:30 to 7. And then Garden Ridge Christmas party for council and staff, December 17th at Oak Valley Vineyards from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Sorry, I didn't know if y'all were going to mention that, but so that's all I have. I'll turn it over to staff updates.
Thank you, Ryan. We are on to Robin with Finance and HR.
Good evening, council. I don't have much to report. We did have our annual audit. They were here in person for that week. We're still not quite done. There's some on the back end that we're still uploading and getting for them, but we should be having a preliminary report coming out here pretty soon. And everything looks good so far, so we're just rolling on with that. We still are looking for a code enforcement officer, and we do have the 2 patrol officer positions vacant. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Any questions? I forgot to ask any questions for Ryan or Robin. We're good to keep going. Okay, we are on to City Secretary. Marissa?
Thank you. Just a couple of things I want to highlight. Upcoming holidays where city offices will be closed Wednesday, December 24th through Friday, December 26th. Then we will also close early on Wednesday, December 17th. Like Ryan said, we have the employee council holiday party. So city offices will close at 10:30 that day. Also, just like the week of Thanksgiving, there will be change in your garbage service for the week of Christmas and the week of New Year's. So no change to Monday through Wednesday. If your service is normally on Thursday, it'll occur on Friday. If your service is normally on Friday, it'll occur on Saturday. And that's 2 back-to-back weeks. I think most people kind of have that down by now, but we still do get some calls here and there about that. So if anyone asks you, just try to spread the word as much as possible. The other thing I want to highlight is that we do currently have 2 vacancies on our Planning and Zoning Commission. So if there's anyone out there that is listening or watching and wants to get involved, they can submit their volunteer interest form online. And then the last thing I want to just say is I just want to recognize Michelle Hinojosa for stepping in and being able to manage all of the court operations in addition to her own job responsibilities for the last 6+ months that we have not had anyone in that role. And also acknowledge Cindy and Monica's assistance in stepping up in various aspects, and it's truly just like the best team that I've had the pleasure of ever having. So I'm grateful for that, and we are very excited to have Aaliyah on board and starting here tomorrow, and I think she's a great addition to our already wonderful team. That was all I have.
Thank you, and Michelle, if you're watching, we love you. Relief is coming. It's coming soon, and thank you so much for the rest of the staff for stepping in, Cindy and Monica, and making everything work while we've been understaffed. So relief is coming. I think we're all happy about that, for sure. Any questions for Marissa? Then we will move on to Chief, Police Department.
Everyone's already discussed the city functions coming up, so there's no reason to rehash that, but we're looking forward to them. But any questions y'all have, I'd be happy to answer.
Just quickly, I mean, what do we do to get a code enforcement officer? I mean, I know the job is posted.
We're posting it through TML. We're actually only doing it at 30 days at a time, so that when we repost it, it goes back to the top of the list
Right.
on their stuff. I don't know. It's like every other job out there right now.
Right.
It's trying to find applicants. I do believe I got a resume today from somebody interested in that position, but there's no contact information on the resume, so that's one indication. But
That's a problem, but yeah.
But we're trying, and Ryan and I started talking about that today as well. We're trying to figure out how we can
Yeah.
get it out to more, but I don't have an answer for that one, sorry.
Okay, anything we can do to help, let us know. Happy to help. Any questions for Chief? Then we are on to Public Works and Stephen.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. For the month of November, I have highlighted all the relevant activities in both the Public Works and Utility Department reports. But I'd like to remind everybody that the dumpsters will be back the second and third weekends in December, and we still have 2 dogs ready for adoption. And that would conclude my report, if you have any questions.
Any questions about Public Works? We want to move to water?
Water basically pumped 52.40 acre feet out of the Edwards and 17.86 out of the Trinity. All reports came back good. 2.5% water loss and no leaks reported for the month of November.
Great. Any questions on water?
No, but I did want to go back to the dog thing. We still have 3 council members who have not adopted a dog, so I just want to put that on record again.
And a city manager.
Oh, yeah, and a city manager who's not.
Yeah, it's a requirement. It's a requirement, it is. Okay, thank you. And last but not least, Linda with the library update.
Good evening. I don't have a lot to add to my report either. I know you lead really busy lives. I hope you get to glance at the second and third pages of my report, just so you can, if anybody asks you, or if you have any suggestions or ideas for us as community leaders, I'm very open, because only good things can come from community connections.
Thank you. Any questions for Linda? Good, thank you. So we are on to item number 7, city engineer, project status reports. Hank?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I did want to touch on a couple projects. The municipal ground storage tank is on track. Majority of the painting is complete. They have to come back and do some minor touch-ups and minor improvements to get it done before Christmas time is what we're aiming for on that one. So tracking well. We also have the Water System Capital Improvement Plan report that's been submitted. It's under review right now from Stephen and Ryan and staff, and so we're working through that and hopefully have it presented to Water Commission soon. We're also on the back end working on a couple of subdivision ordinance and wastewater ordinance. Those are some big pieces that we're putting together right now, and hopefully have something together for everyone to look at soon. With that, open for any questions.
Any questions for Hank?
Hank, did you say you're working on the wastewater ordinance?
That's correct.
Okay.
Thank you. I know we got you busy working on lots of stuff. Thank you.
Of course.
Great. So we are on to item number 8, City Commission reports. Planning and Zoning Commission. Hi there, Chair Jackaman.
This evening's item is the approval, well, do you want me to read the entire caption? It's a
Does he need to read the entire caption, Dan? No. Okay, thanks.
Okay. Well, Planning and Zoning met last month, and regarding the agenda item for the variance, of the scale variance, and considering the replat of 2 lots in Wild Wind subdivision. So Planning and Zoning met, we went ahead, we approved the recommendation to the city for the scale variance of 1 inch to 60 feet, and the replat of 8111 Wild Wind Park, establishing lot 91R, comprised of lots 91 and 92 of Wild Wind Unit 3 subdivision plat. So it's basically combining the 2 lots into one to now being lot 91R. And so the scale variance was also approved, where the variance is requesting, it's a much easier view, or it makes it easier for the engineer to review the scale. In this particular, for a replat, it's a more detailed, zoomed in than the way it is in the ordinance, which is the 1 inch, 100 feet scale. Any questions?
Anybody have questions? No? Thank you. Discuss and take action. Can I get a motion?
So just to make sure, Dan, that making a motion to
We
approve the
cover both of
recommendation.
those?
You're basically going to be making a motion to use the scale from one inch to 100 feet to 1 inch to 60 feet, as well as establishing lot 91. You're basically putting those lots together. So you're going to put the motion all together, one big motion.
Y'all got that?
Essentially approving the replat.
Yeah, you're approving the replat.
Yeah,
That's,
you're approving the
that's
replat.
that's what the Planning and Zoning Commission has, their recommendation is to
Is
approve the
approving the
replat.
replat, but do we need to be that specific with the other 2?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, with the variance.
All right,
on
I know
the-
y'all
on the
can do
scale.
it.
And so you may want to read the agenda item at this time.
Okay, we have a motion for a scale variance to change the scale from 1 inch to 60 feet instead of 1 inch to 100 feet, and for the replat of 811 Wild Wind Park, establishing that now lot 91R, comprised of lots 91 and 92.
Yeah.
How's that?
That's
That
good.
works? Okay.
I think
Can-
it'll do.
All right. Can I get a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I guess you've got updates as well?
I do. Our next meeting in December, we don't have any agenda items to take action on, so that meeting's canceled. But in our next meeting, we are anticipating to receive the rewrite of the subdivision ordinance, and be reviewing that for that. So other than that, that's all we have at this time.
Great,
you.
thank you so much. Thanks.
Mayor, I'm sitting here wondering how my microphone came on, and they're telling me Cindy's over there pushing buttons. And I'm sitting here looking like,
Right.
it's on?
Hot mic, always assume it's a hot mic, always.
Yes, ma'am.
Always. Okay. Thank you. So on to Water Commission. Chairman Pohl, receive monthly activity update.
I turned it on myself. I did it. Mayor and council members, these are the key points from the November 18th Water Commission meeting. There are no recommendations from the commission to city council. Item 1, we continued our discussion, has been alluded previously, on the water capital improvement plan. We're scheduled for a more detailed review, and this is going to continue on, and we're going to continue this review in our December meeting. Item 2, we continued our discussion on the new wastewater ordinance, and we're going to actually have an opportunity to look at a draft in our December meeting. Third, we discussed the steps needed to review the fees and rate schedules in the Water Company Ordinance 54, and due to the other items that are going on, we probably won't revisit this until January, but we'll be tackling that also. That's all I have. Thank you.
Any questions?
You know I have questions, of course.
No, I'm good. I'm just, and as Mr. Pohl, Chairman Pohl said about the water CIP, it's probably going to be a healthy discussion for a few meetings with the Water Commission until they've essentially absorbed it, approved all aspects of it, and then we'd bring it to City Council. So.
You took my question, so you're thinking it's going to be several months. Is that going to be enough time to actually incorporate that into rate reviews?
I'm hoping maybe a couple Water Commission meetings to fully sort of digest and go through every aspect of it, because you're talking about a number of projects related to a price tag. And so there's going to be a healthy discussion on what those projects look like over the next 20 years, how we're going to fund those projects, and how that folds into the future rates as well. So.
Okay, I'm good with all that. My only concern with that is it seems to be taking longer and longer as we go through this, and we talked about incorporating that into the rate review process, which should be happening in the next few months, right, if it's going to align with the budgeting cycle?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's not a lot of time.
Yeah,
You don't have, I don't think you have 3 or 4 meetings to discuss it.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking like 3 or 4 meetings at the Water Commission. I'm thinking
Okay.
a couple meetings and then bring it to City Council.
That's better. All right.
And it's on this month's meeting agenda.
Yes, it's on this month's meeting.
Right, and I've had a sneak peek look at that document a little bit, and I would encourage you to watch that meeting or attend that meeting. It's some great information, and we've got some work to do and some decisions to make.
I would recommend, I'll talk to Chairman Pohl about spending most of that meeting on this document as a draft form. So. And it seems to hit all the buttons of what the Water Commission has been asking for as well.
Talking with the city engineer prior to the meeting, the commission expects to get that packet a couple days before the meeting so we can get our arms around it and be better prepared to start reviewing it. Thank you.
One last question there. So you've got a lot of work to do. Are we worried about wastewater ordinance and the time frame for that? I know we have a lot of ordinance stuff going on in the city.
I think the wastewater ordinance, in talking to the city engineer, that's going to follow kind of a template. I mean, there's a lot of wastewater ordinances out there, and my understanding is that the draft that we're going to be looking at is going to be initially pulled together from similar communities and their wastewater ordinance, looking strongly at Schertz because that will likely be the interconnect point. They are also a transfer city, meaning they don't have their own sewage plant, but they take it in and then pass it on. I think at that time we'll have to prioritize it. I mean, I think we need to, like I said, we need to see the first package, but the commission understands the sensitivity and has been asking for some time about the improvement plan. And so I would say priority focus, yes. On the other hand, we do have businesses that are looking at that industrial or that business zoned area, and I think they need to have an ordinance in front of them to understand what they would be getting into. Required, are they required to connect? What are the issues? So, yeah, it's going to be busy for a couple of months, but it's good.
All right, we're all counting on you.
We'll
No
be there.
pressure,
We'll
no
be there at
pressure.
least once a month.
Right. Thank you so much. Any other questions? Awesome, thanks. We are on to 9, approvals and authorizations. So 9A, City of Garden Ridge 2026 Master Calendar. Ryan?
Mayor and Council, this is the master calendar that's approved every year. And so I think we try to target as many events to capture on this master calendar, from holidays to city events to even when we close the office early. So we try to get as much information on here so, you know, residents and staff and council's well aware of those things. I would probably ask Cindy to touch on any pertinent parts of this master calendar, but in my understanding, this is something that's been approved annually. Second time. I wasn't here the first time, so this is my first time. But yeah, I think it's a great idea, and I think it's more of planning ahead, which we should do all the time. So,
Cindy, do you have anything to add? Any questions, y'all?
I said we have July covered this year, so we're good.
All right. Okay, can I get a motion?
Move to approve City of Garden Ridge 2026 master calendar.
And a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? No? All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you. We'll move on to 9B, Board of Adjustment appointments. Ryan?
Mayor and Council, this is for appointments to the Board of Adjustment. I think that we have 3 who have responded and would like to return to the Board of Adjustment. So we can, or you all as council can accept those nominations. I think it's 3 returning members. Which one's Marissa, Veronica?
So the 2 that were sent out before, Elizabeth Templeman and Roy Leatherberry, definitely responded yes, as we indicated. But I
Okay.
also heard back from Veronica Garcia. She said yes as well. I just haven't heard back from the other ones. So I don't know if they may be willing. I just haven't heard anything back one way or the other.
So if council has anyone they would like to nominate, that can be done now, and then if not, we can bring back to the January meeting to fill the rest of the board members.
Y'all clear on that? So we can handle what we know today and then think on it a little bit and get some more information on from our current members, see if they want to re-up and bring it back in January. Do we have any nominations?
Well, that was my question is, I'd hate to nominate somebody, and then if y'all are still waiting on these individuals to respond, at what point do we say we're going to move forward without a response? Because, yeah, I'd hate for us to, it'd be embarrassing to nominate somebody, and if they're interested, and then if we have yeah, exactly. I just don't want to make a nomination if we're still waiting for these individuals to respond.
I understand that. I think you could go ahead and make that nomination because there is one regular member that I don't anticipate responding, and if they do respond, it'll likely be in the negative. They haven't made a single meeting. They don't typically respond to my emails, and so I would recommend council not reappoint that person. So there will be an open position no matter what, and that is a regular member, not an alternate member. So I would go ahead and make the nomination.
Okay. Then my suggestion is for a nomination for the Board of Adjustments would be Jesse Valdez. That would be my nomination. So he's got prior history with the city, and I think he would do good for this board and would help out. That's my suggestion, Mayor. So Thank you.
I think he'd be a great addition. He's very knowledgeable about our ordinances. Anybody else have anybody?
I concur.
Concur? Okay, so we have 4. Jim, did you have anything? Okay. Yeah, we didn't formally make a motion. So, yeah, and so we need to include all 4 names in that motion? Okay, would somebody like to make a motion including those 4 names? We can remind you on who that list has responded.
So then the 4 would include the nomination as well?
There would be 3, including Jesse's nomination, 4.
Yeah, 3 plus Jesse.
Okay. Okay. So I make a motion
I think-
to, I'm sorry, ma'am.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sorry.
All right, Jim's got them written down if you're at all.
Yeah, because I'm all like raspy, so.
It's all you.
I'm sorry, man.
That's okay.
It's my allergies.
All right, motion to appoint Jesse Valdez, Veronica Garcia, Elizabeth Templeman, and Roy Leatherberry to the Board of Adjustments.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? So Marissa will need to appoint how many more if we want? Do we want 3 alternatives or
So-
alternates?
We'll need to definitely appoint 1 more regular member because we need 5. And then we currently have 1 alternate member, and staff is recommending council to consider adding at least another alternate just to make it a little easier on when we're trying to put meetings together, because everything requires a 75% concurring vote before the BOA. So we need 1 more regular, and then if council wants to add additional alternate places, that means we would need either 2 or 3 alternates. So if y'all think of anybody, January would be the time to bring those people up. We may hear back from these. If y'all want to reach out to the people that are currently on there, maybe that would get a response faster. I don't have any reason to believe Jennifer Dalton, Autumn Flanagan wouldn't want to serve, but I just don't know.
Okay, great. So we've got a motion and a second. Let's vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you very much. We can move on to 9C, agenda format structure.
Mayor, Council, I know we've talked about this the last 2 months, and we've sort of fine-tuned this agenda to where we want it, and then in the back of the packet is how tonight's meeting looks in the new format. And so if there's no other discussion or no other questions, then I would just ask for, y'all's approval so we can start this new agenda format next month. So.
Can I get a motion? Or is it, no, it's a motion.
Just a motion to approve the new agenda format.
Yeah, any discussion and then,
Motion to approve agenda format structure.
can I get a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? We'll take it to a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. And there we go. We'll start with that next month.
Thank you.
On to 10 updates, city council projects, aggregate production operations impacting Garden Ridge. Still working with the quarry. We've got our next meeting scheduled with them, our advisory council meeting for the 15th of December. It's the 15th, right, Ryan? Monday's December, yeah, you said it. So we continue to discuss having their help in road repair over there in front of the quarry. We think that's a reasonable ask, so we continue to gather information. We've talked with Hank today further about getting some core samples of that road so we can understand a little bit more about what we have to work with, and that would help us, estimate some costs and be able to go to the quarry and the surrounding industry, to ask for some help in this. Todd, do you have anything else? Okay, mitigation of growth and encroachment impacts on Garden Ridge. I don't have anything. We all see that the gas station is going in on that corner down there at Schoenthal and 3009. I don't know if we've got any, did we finalize the water connection with them? No, we have not finalized the water connection with
No,
them.
we're just fine, the agreement's ready and they're reviewing it, I believe.
Okay, yeah, so that agreement is under review. We have Hank give us a little info.
They're working on text dot approval because the section between Schoenthal plant and where they're at is text dot right of way.
Got it.
So that's the final piece that they've got to clear. We've already sent the draft agreement for their review and waiting on comment.
All right, thank you so much. On to economic development. Kelly?
Not a whole lot this time around. We've had more exciting meetings and stuff that, we can't really give too much information on yet, but we're starting to gain a lot of traction, so, and a lot of attraction to our town. So some exciting stuff on the horizon. And then in February, we'll have the ICSC retail conference, which will be here in San Antonio. So Lisa and I, our Mayor Swint and I will be attending that. So we're looking forward to that as well, making some more connections. So that's all I have on that.
Yeah, I wish we could say more, but we do have a couple property owners in conversation with developers. Hopefully we can report on that in the months to come. So working hard on that one too. Outreach and communication efforts between residents and city council. Brian?
Can I ask a quick question about
Oh, yeah,
economic
sorry.
development? You said you had a sneak peek at the CIP and everything. Is
I
that
did.
all aligning with our economic development plans and everything else?
I'd
Close?
say it's unrelated so far. The part of what I've looked at was mostly about water line replacement. And that's certainly in the older areas and not related to 2252.
Got it.
So, yeah, we've got some 53-year-old water lines. Yeah. Yeah, I know, still younger than Todd. So back to Brian, sorry.
Well, thank you, Mayor. Yeah, just providing some feedback on the council, Coffee with Council. Councilman Reyes on, I think it was last Monday. I had some good turnout. It was very, very good. Hoping to build off of this and continue to hold this again at the end of this month on a Monday. I was hoping that maybe just one more. I know we only can do one more council member would like to attend with me. That would be great if anybody here would be interested.
Just, let me interject
Just
right
one
there.
more.
I don't think that we can, no. Because you'll,
Just
one at a time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Disregard then. It was a good show out. I'd like to build off of it, and if any of the other council members would want to do something later on their time is what I mean now. But yeah. I look forward to having more of these. It's great to talk to the constituents and see how they're doing and how any other issues that they're experiencing and how I can help them. And I also wanted to mention another community event that is going to happen December the 13th, Saturday at George Ranch subdivision. It's the 3rd annual 5K Santa Shuffle and Chili Cook-Off. I just want to put that out for the community to be aware of. And it's going to be at the Amenity Center on Saturday the 13th. So that's all I have on that aspect of the outreach and communication efforts. Thank you, Mayor.
I also did a coffee with the mayor and had a good turnout, and I'd encourage you all to take the time to do it at least once. People come to you with things that you just hadn't thought of. We had somebody come with a question about painting fire hydrants. Is it the HOA's responsibility? Is it the fire department's responsibility? So we sort of worked through that, and but we don't know that those we're developing a maintenance schedule for those kinds of things. So we're on top of it instead of the citizens having to come to us. Sometimes we just don't know if we're not told. We've got eyes out there everywhere. So they bring those big and small problems that we can work on and hammer out. So I would encourage you to take the time to do that. So on to 11, discussion of future agenda items. Again, this is leaving the agenda.
I'd like to see an update from TxDOT about just the status of all of the road construction around us. Preliminary, 2252 obviously being the biggest concern, but Maybe if they-
35.
Maybe if they can give us an update on 3009 and potential there, plus the cluster that is I-35 and/or 1604. And
Yeah.
I'll leave the rest of cluster out, because it's a mess.
Ryan, do you think we could get Jeb to come? Okay,
Okay.
thank
That's
you.
all I asked. Thanks.
Yeah, yeah, that's all, yeah.
I've
We-
had
we
more
all
than
have
one
questions.
person ask me in
Oh,
the
yeah.
last couple of weeks, going, what in the heck is going on?
It feels like it's going on forever
It
and
doesn't
ever
end.
and ever. Okay, citizen comment period. I don't think we have any other citizens here to comment, so we can skip that one and go to 13, reports and comments from mayor and city council members. Open the floor to anybody who's got some,
Yeah, chamber updates. So this is just, 10 feet outside of our city limits, but we have a ribbon cutting tomorrow, Tella Spa. So Tony and her team have expanded, and they're having a kind of a re-grand opening. So if anybody can make it out tomorrow, it's at 4 o'clock. 4 to 7, I think, actually. But I think the actual ribbon cutting will be at 4, so. And then chamber luncheon, this is the really fun one of the year. This is the Prize Palooza. So if you attend, you're pretty much guaranteed you're going to win a prize. So 95% of the people who show up end up winning a prize. So and obviously it's good networking with other cities as well. So and then April 29th, golf tournament. Be ready.
do we have anybody that is going to attend on Tuesday for the chamber luncheon?
I'm supposed to go, yeah.
Okay. But that's not,
That's it so far.
okay.
And then let me back up a little bit. So I want to thank Lisa and Ryan and Brian for coming out, and Kendra. Kendra made it out too, didn't? Or no, did she make? She wasn't able to come, what? For the elected officials.
No, she didn't make it, correct. She did not.
Okay.
In the end, yeah.
But no, thank you guys for coming out, and you guys can see how successful it's a huge event that's gotten bigger and bigger each year. So hopefully we can maybe have it back over here in Garden Ridge one of the future years. That's all I have.
Anybody else have anything on the list?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I want to thank Kelly for that, too, for that invite. Yeah, I thought that was a great, good networking event to attend, and looking forward to some more of those events as well. Just wanted to remind the community that there's going to be a Wolves Community Pep Rally on Thursday, December the 4th, at the main gym at 6 p.m. for the playoff game between Davenport and Livonia. They play Friday, December the 5th at 7 p.m. at Jerry Kamalander Stadium. It's 12002 Jones Maltzberger Road in San Antonio. So just letting the community know about that. I believe they're one more victory away from getting into I think it's the final game, yeah. So they're pretty close.
They are currently 13-0.
Right.
2 more wins means we've got another state championship around here. No, I just put the plug in for them because they're undefeated, so they're 4 rounds deep. This is the 4th round, so that's pretty good. And you stole my thunder on that one because I always like talking about the high school and the football team, so it's doing good. And this kind of falls under the guise here, and I was going to talk it up a little bit even more, but I got word as we were sitting here that it's been delayed. And I don't know how much we've heard about it in the city here, but Randolph Air Force Base is taking delivery of a new advanced trainer. It was supposed to show up Friday. It's not showing up Friday now because of bad weather. So I haven't seen a lot of traffic about it out in the local communities, and I don't know if people understand what a big deal this actually is. They're replacing airplanes that are older than me, and they needed to have been replaced probably, Jim, you can argue with me, but I would say probably 20, 25 years ago, those airplanes probably needed to go away. They're getting tired. So big deal, more to come, because they delayed it to some point in the future when they're going to do the official ceremony to welcome the jet in. So
Okay, so it is officially
It
delayed?
is officially
Okay,
delayed.
I had RSVP to attend, but had not gotten the,
It is
okay.
officially delayed.
Good to know. Right, thank you. Yes, very exciting for our community, for sure.
And Randolph's getting the air show again, right? Are we having the air show in the spring?
Well, they were supposed to have the last one. For some reason, they moved it down to Kelly, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think it moved back up here, so I'll find out more
Right,
info
that's
on that.
happening, yeah. We've talked about Northeast Partnership,
Okay,
and it
good.
is
Yeah, that's-
happening,
yeah,
yes.
okay, good.
Yes, Mindy is still organizing the Northeast Partnership part of it as well. So, yeah, so that's happening. All right, anything else? All right, 14, adjournment. There being no further business, the city council regular meeting is adjourned at 7:11 PM.